Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. We did a great live session yesterday. I showed you a, one portion of a live training session I did with a couple of my students, and with their permission, I was able to share it with you. Well, I have part two today. Part one is, by the way, it's on Periscope, it's on YouTube. It's also on Facebook, and it was just so much to be learned in live training. I do something rather unique when I train with my students. I like to role play. I think that is the missing link in sales. Practice, practice, practice. Learn the psychology. Learn acting skills. Learn how to ask questions without sounding like an interrogator. So I have part two of the training session. I'm going to share it right now. It's about 10 minutes long. And then we will come back, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. Okay, so stay tuned, guys, and we'll get this going. We'll get this going in 1 second here. I'm just going to switch to share screen. There we go, and going right in there. There we go, and just going to go right to my screen here, and we're going to play this.
Putting things on the internet.
Do you kiss girls better today than you did 20 years ago?
I'd hope so.
Okay. How did you become a better kisser? And I'm being very diplomatic.
I've only had my wife, so she hasn't replied lately. She's not much of a kisser.
My wife is my high school girlfriend, okay? I'm 34 years married. Maybe that's a bad analogy. Do you drive better today than you did when you were 17?
Yeah, I do. I'm trained.
Okay, so what's the answer to the question?
Get yourself trained.
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice. I was telling Victor before, I'm the guy who jumps out of the airplane, enjoys the free fall, and then goes, oh shit, I didn't put on a parachute.
Enjoys the free fall.
Whoops.
Oops. So you've got to try stuff, and you've got to have enough strong, you got to be a little egocentric. When I say that, I mean confident. And I don't mean to be a bully or a braggart or, that jerk who's always bragging. You ever go to the guy, you say, hey, I just got a new car. Oh, well, my wife and I bought 2 new cars, that try and top you guys.
The one-up guy?
The one-up guy. Thank you. Better. That's better than I did. The thing is, if you're willing to go out there and, I still get embarrassed about dumb stuff I did 20, 30 years ago. You ever think about something stupid you did? And oh, God, I wish I could go back and change that.
All the time.
Yeah. I get on the phone with people today. I kind of take a dip. I kind of speak to them. I'll ask a question. I'll do a pattern interrupt. In fact, I got a video on YouTube I did yesterday on pattern interrupts. Don't call them up and sound like everyone else. What does everybody else sound like, Jeffrey, when they call on a property?
Like a norm.
Yeah.
Normal salesperson, you mean? Or
yeah, what do they sound like? The typical guy.
Canned program, robotic sort of pitch. Yeah.
The scripted guy. And the minute you sound like everyone else, what's going on in the mind? You got a phone call at dinner, and this guy or girl is trying to sell you aluminum siding, or it's a scam, or they're raising money for some bullshit organization. What goes through your mind to me? The first 5 seconds, what do you think, Jeffrey?
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Have you just shut down this dude?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yes.
He's dead. You just take me off your list, leave me alone, go away, die, get lost, Don't bother me. I'm having dinner with my family. So if you sound like that and you're going to get 99% rejection, why should we really do that? We should sound different. We should sound a little bit different. So if I call you up on the phone, you say hello, go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, what happened?
What do you mean?
I saw your property. I can't believe. Why didn't that sell?
I have no idea.
Your name, sir? I'm Claude.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff, I couldn't believe when I saw that on Zillow. Oh my gosh. Can I ask you 2, 3 real quick questions? I want to make you an offer today. I love that property in that neighborhood. I'm looking at it right now on Google Earth.
I don't know. What's this about?
You know, well, it's pretty simple. You have a property for sale and I want to buy it. Can we do business today?
It's possible. It's possible.
Sounds like you don't want to do business. If you don't, I'll leave you alone. Should I go?
Well, I do need to sell this property, so
Why? That's interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Why do you need, you're living in it, aren't you, sir? Or is it?
yes, I'm living in it.
Oh, where are you going to live if you sell it though? You need that home.
Well, I'm looking to retire and move back east where it's a little more reasonable to live.
Here it comes. See? What? Okay, off the that was good. Thank you. What just happened when I was a bull in a china shop? What did I say first? What happened or something like that, right?
Yeah, as if
Caught me
you
off
got the
guard.
call or something.
That's called shock and awe. Okay.
Shock and
I'm doing a little twist on his mind here. Okay, most people say, hi, hello, this is Claude. I'm with ABC Real Estate Company on 121 Main Street, and I'm just reaching out to you today. Boom, you're dead. You're dead because he's had 20 phone calls like that already. Or you've positioned yourself to fail because because too many realtors and investors called him up. And in his mind, this is a guy who has no money. He's just going to waste my time, pick my brain. So you got to change we have to change the psychological environment in his head. So I get him a little off balance in the beginning. I'll ask questions. I'll set up the agenda. Both you guys know my agenda step on the 3 steps?
Yeah,
Okay, what's the agenda?
it changes where you're gathering information.
What does it sound like?
You're asking questions like, why do you got to sell this house? Or what are you going to do when you sell the house?
The agenda really is it's 3 parts. It's a psychological stage that you're setting to maintain control. And once again, another pattern interrupt. You're going to go, Mr. Engelbrecht, can I ask you a couple questions? I'm real interested in your property, sir. You asked me a couple questions, and if that's all right with you, and then let's decide if we can do business today, because I want to make you an offer today. And if you don't like my offer or you don't like me, just say, Claude, get lost. Can you do that for me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the next step, huh?
That's the agenda. That's like the rule
Okay.
book. Before a football game, boxing match, baseball, what does the umpire or referee do to the players?
So you're making them comfortable with what's going to happen in this conversation. Let them know exactly where we're going to go, and let them know that you're going to be done quickly so as not to take up a bunch of their time if you don't have something to work with.
Right. We're setting up the rule book here, basically. We're telling them the rules of the game. This is my ball. This is the way we're going to play, or I'm taking my ball home.
Okay.
Okay. That's also setting the stage that you're a professional, that you're an authority figure, and have either of you guys, I'm still waiting, and I've been teaching this stuff for 30 years. Have you guys ever met a salesman who said, please fire me?
No.
Why do I do that?
To give them permission to end it or dismiss it if they don't see something where they want to move forward.
But go deeper. Go deep on this. Why do I say this? What am I trying to do to his head?
Pattern interrupt?
It is a pattern interrupt. You're correct. But what am I trying to... If I say something, hey, there's no pressure here, guy. It's okay to say no to me, to fire me, to hang up. Listen, it's okay.
You're getting them to let their guard down.
Ooh, say that again. That was brilliant.
You're getting them to let their guard down.
Right. They let their guard down. They say, "Oh, wow, no pressure, a non-pressure guy."
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever go on a first date with a girl and she was a talker? Did you ever go on a blind date or a first date with a girl and she did most of the talking? Don't you love that?
My date, she's still talking to me now. Doesn't stop.
Yeah, but did you ever go on a first date with somebody and it's like you can hear the crickets? It's uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're setting the stage for them. Say, look, I'm going to ask you questions. That's it. That's the agenda. So somewhere in the beginning, you got to slide that in. So you're setting the authority. You're getting him a little off balance, a pattern interrupt. You're also getting him to let down his guard. See, everything in guts is for a reason. And it's very flexible enough so you can do it when you need to do it.
Then you go into your qualification. Hey, why are you selling? And then I went into the qualification with you. Mr. Engelbrecht, why are you selling the home? Oh, we want to move. Okay, so now I know what the reason is. And then I did a little what we call redirection or reverse psychology. I would say, well, gee, why don't you keep the home? Why don't you? You've been in it 15, 20 years. Stay another 15, 20. It's a nice home, nice neighborhood. And you had to defend your position. Oh, we want to move. We want to retire. It's too big. It's too small. Whatever. You turn the prospect into the salesperson. They will qualify themselves. They will give the presentation. If you get good at this stuff, they'll even close themselves. Isn't this stuff brilliant?
Yeah.
This would make a good video for my YouTube. Can I use this video, guys?
You can.
Okay. Because I think this is the stuff that can make you see. Most of us don't want to get on the phone because of the rejection. True.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate rejection. I mean, I'm the former world's worst salesman. I used to get rejection all the time. I hated sales. And man, if I had to, clean a bathroom rather than make a cold call or something, I'd rather do that than get that rejection. And I think that's the way most people feel.
Yeah, you're right.
So how do we build our confidence? We use a system. We ask questions. We tell them it's okay to say no. And then even when they say no, we take control again. Somebody say no to me in a role play.
Okay. No, I'm not interested.
I appreciate. Thank you. Can I call you Victor? I'm Claude. Victor, it's okay to say no. Thank you. I appreciate that. So listen, now, before I go, now that it's over, what are you going to do? You told me you have that investment property. It's been empty for 3 months. We got this virus thing going right now. Nobody's looking at rentals or anything like that. I think you said you're spending what, $1,100, $1,200 a month, all that money. What are you going to do about this thing? I mean, that's a lot of money. You must be married to a wonderful woman who puts up with that, but doesn't tell you. What are you going to do? See,
well, she's not happy.
What can I do? You didn't like my one offer for cash. Can we do something else? How about a rent-to-own offer where I guarantee you're going to get paid every month? Property's going to be taken care of. It might even get sold without a 6% commission. Can we talk about that for a minute, or should I leave you alone?
No, give me some info.
Boom, off the role play. See how I went back into the sales again. Okay, you fired me. I said, thank you. No, I didn't go. See, what's the amateur guy do when the prospect puts up a stall, objection, or says no? What's the amateur
Just
guy
defensive.
do? Yes.
Takes it personal.
Yep. Does he sometimes start doing the presentation all over again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I acquiesced. I said, that.
Okay. That was the video. I might have been the same video I did yesterday. If it was, I apologize. I chopped it up here. Anyway, we got a lot of comments and questions here. Wendell, let's go to the top here. Let's change my banner here. That's getting a little boring. And let's go to the comments here. Claude, Wendell Hankins, do you use a dialer? I do not use a dialer. It's a great question. I don't like to, I only believe in quality, not quantity. Someone who goes to me, I talked about this a little yesterday. Someone who goes to me and says, gee, I made 350 phone calls. That doesn't impress me. How many people did you speak to? How many quality conversations did you actually have, Wendell? Okay, so I'd rather have less is more in my world. Okay, especially for those of you in real estate and high ticket sales, capital sales. You don't need a lot of garbage leads. You want a few quality leads, and you want to take responsibility for those leads. You want to speak to those people. Okay, you spend all this money for leads, and then you give it to a VA that's not qualified to do anything with it. Take responsibility for your business. Now, you can disagree with me on this, okay? But it's just my opinion that if I get on the phone and I use my gut sales method, my chances of closing a quality lead are substantially higher than anyone else I'm going to hire in a third world country. So, and nothing against people in other countries and everything like that. But I think big, but I act small. I talk to a few people every day. You know my rule 5, talk to 5 people a day. I'll put them in the gut sales method. We were just talking about that on the video. I'll qualify them. Now, I get a lot of leads in, okay? Even with this system where I get quality leads in every day, by the way, between using social media. I have a very simple web page on claudediamond.com. Take a look at it. I have a video on the top where I introduce myself. I have a little information. I have a banner, something on the left for a free book. And then I have a scheduling system. And I get leads every day, quality leads. People who communicate with me, give me their phone number, give me their email. I communicate back with them. And then my VA, I either call them personally if I have the phone number, if it's a hot lead, if they wrote me, or I have 2 VAs. And Wendell, this is the key here. Get 1 or 2 quality people who you can train in the gut sales method, who can call up or follow up with these leads and who can set appointments for you. I take responsibility for my business. Get me on the phone with people and I'll close somebody. I'll make money today. You got to work on your sales skills, and your marketing should not cost you a fortune. I disagree with a lot of the marketing techniques out there. I think when you buy an obscure list and then you use a dialer, a Mojo dialer, or you're mailing postcards, and all that costs money. We talked about that a little yesterday. And the quality of those leads is, it's not that good. It's allergies, guys, not the you know what. I'd rather speak to a few quality calls every day, and man, I can qualify them real fast, and I can make it into a real estate deal, a consultation, maybe even a future mentee for my sales training business. Okay, so that's basically how I do it. So I stay away from the dialers. I question the legal, not to get into anything else, but I think some of the dialing systems are illegal. Check your federal laws, check your state laws. I think some of these dialers that are calling on lists, a lot of these lists are not vetted very well. A lot of people are on these lists who are on the do not call list. That's a federal violation, and it comes with automatic fines. So be careful with that. Okay, let's go down here. Thank you. I love your content. I've read both Gut Sales System and Rules and reading your mentor version in Amazon Kindle. Oh, wonderful. Glad you could do that. I also have a free book always on my webpage there. As my buddy Sean, the legend Osby, in beautiful downtown. No, I don't know if you're downtown or not. Omaha, Nebraska. How you doing, Sean? Glad you could drop by. Wendell, just interested in knowing, some real estate agents that I was thinking about getting in, hire one good person. Hire one person, train them in gut sales, okay? And watch the results. Get them to sell your products. Get them to schedule a free consultation. You should also have a free appointment scheduling system on your webpage. Make it easy for people to contact you, to touch you, to get, can we still say the word touch anymore? My God, it's amazing, huh? All the junk that's going on, but it'll change. It'll get better. You know that. Hire one good person to set up appointments. Keep busy. You guys are not busy enough. You should be talking to quality prospects on the phone. You can qualify them in just a few minutes, and that's the way you make your business. That's the way one person working out of their home office with no employees and low overhead can run $1 million business. That's the way you do it. Accept good marketing, content-based marketing, and exceptional sales skills. And you can have as much money as you want. I don't care about the damn pandemic, 9/11, 2008, Desert Storm. I don't care. Life's going to always deal us some shit. Okay? You've got to say, but the salesman will always survive. The meek may inherit the earth, but the salesman will sell it to them. Okay? That's just the $1 million skill. Let's keep going here. I answered that question. That's good. What do we have? The vegan in again, love your stuff. Keep posting. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Wendell. Flattery will get you everywhere. By the way, when we flatter somebody and we do it sincerely, what do we call that? We call it stroking. You have to stroke your prospect, but you got to do it sincerely. A lot of psychology in sales, okay? Why should someone buy from me, a total stranger, when there's all this competition out there? How do you differentiate yourself in the marketplace and when you get on the phone? I guarantee you, I can show anybody how to fail 100% of the time. Do the same thing all the other garbage salespeople are doing. The same script, the same premature presentation, the same begging, subservient, ask for the order 5 times salesperson. Nobody likes that dude. Don't. If you act like that, I guarantee you'll have 100% rejection, and you'll be looking for the next new shiny object job or the next guru or the next seminar or whatever. But if you focus on sales and the psychology of it and the emotion of it, listen to my words carefully, you have to create an emotional environment. You have to be a thespian. It's not a dirty word. A great actor in sales. If you know how to speak to people, you have a blank check in front of you the rest of your life. I proved it. Because I had a great teacher, and I never saw. I went to college, I went to law school, I've gone to every seminar, I've read all the books, okay? But nobody ever taught me how to sell, except one sweet old guy. He really knew intuitively how to sell, how to make money. I don't care if it's car sales, life insurance, Amway. I know a lot of you are real estate, lease purchasing. Just getting on the phone and say, hi, I'm reaching out to you today. I want to do a lease purchase. I want to do a wholesale thing. Can I ask you a bunch of questions? They're going to go click, no, or pick your brain for free and then dismiss you or lie and manipulate you. Yeah, I know this is shocking, right? But prospects lie. Oh, of course they lie. They lie because you were an uninvited guest. You invaded their household. They have now tacit approval to say and do whatever they want. So they're going to pick your brain, get your free stuff, and say bye-bye. Listen. I'm in business for one reason, to make money today. I know a lot of you, I just want to help people and everything. Of course, we want to help people. We want to do business honestly. But what comes first? Our family, doing business honestly, ethically, and putting that good mac and cheese on the table. What are we having for dinner tonight? Oh my gosh, what was it? Let me think. Oh, we're having spaghetti and meatballs for dinner tonight with salad and garlic bread and a really good bottle of wine. Do you guys, is that a nice Saturday night dinner? Oh, you better believe it. It's not bad. Sorry about that, vegan investor. No meat. I'll hold the meatballs. Okay. Let's go down to another question there. Couldn't agree. Thank you, vegan investor. I'm a recovering vegan. Every now and then, I've got to have a burger. Sorry, guy. Okay, but I do eat a lot of fresh fruits and salads. Absolutely. What do we have? Jay, a new guy. How you doing, Jay? I keep getting sellers that say they're not interested in leasing. They just want to sell it. Is the conversation over here? Also, the sellers are asking how much I have to put down. When they say that to you, they say, I'm not interested in leasing. I understand that, sir. You just want to sell your home. Why are you selling that home, sir? Just help me out a little here. Maybe I'll make you a cash offer, or I'll buy the home, but I'll look for terms. Price, remember these words, price or terms. If they don't want to lease, don't argue with them and say, oh, but I want to tell you all about renting to own and leasing, and the tenants are wonderful. They said no, and now you're arguing with them. Are you getting closer or further apart? You're upsetting the balance, the quan. Remember Jerry Maguire? You're upsetting the environment there. So what you want to say, you know what? Okay, I understand you don't want to lease it. So even if I could provide you with John and Mary, who have $20,000 to put down and want to buy your house in 18 months at full price without a real estate commission or anything, that's not something you want to discuss with me. I understand. Now, maybe off the role play, maybe they'll come back to you and they'll say, well, wait a second, John and Mary, 20,000. And that's kind of the chicken or the egg. People always ask me, what comes first, the property or the tenant buyers? In my world, I want pre-qualified tenant buyers or assignees in my case. So I can go to any seller and say, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm looking for, suppose I told you I'd like to do a contract with you today for full price, pay your rent on time, take care of all the minor maintenance scrupulously, save you a 6% commission and closing costs, and we can do a deal in the next 30 days or less. That isn't anything you'd be interested in, is it? So sometimes hit their greed. Great question, by the way. Thank you. You hit my hot button here. Entice them with the greed. Sales is all about emotion, an EQ, emotional quotient. I always talk about it. So if they say, no, I don't want to lease, say, oh, I understand. But even if I had people who want to buy your house and put some money down and take care of it and pay you on time, that's not something you want to do, right? Okay, well, listen, I have a lot of other people to call for this couple, so don't worry about it. It's okay. Now, they may come back or they may start, well, wait, tell me more about that. If it's completely dead, Jay, then go into another strategy. You got to have several tools on your belt. If they don't want to do a lease or a lease with option, lease purchasing, say, okay, well, how about if we talk about cash terms on this? I can give you cash on this, but I need a discount because I'm an investor. I work for investors. Would you like to close quick? I'll give you cash. Can you give me an 18% discount? Oh, you don't like that? Okay. How about a full price? How about you sell me your house for full price, but you hold your equity in a note for 3 to 5 years? Can we discuss that? Why are you even selling that house, Mr. Prospect? I was just wondering, you've been in it for 10 years. Why don't you stay another 10? Jay, what you got to do is learn to ask questions. And this comes from practice, okay? I've been doing this a long time. Maybe I make it look easy, but when I get on the phone with somebody, I don't want to be argumentative. That doesn't bring us together. I want them to listen to me like I'm a professional, like I'm their doctor. I'm trying to remove a pain from their body. Okay, so I might switch gears. I might bring up different strategies. I might hit their greed button. I might hit what is called conformity. Oh, that's okay. But I have other people I can talk to. A lot of people like rent to own. Why do you suppose so many people want to do rent to owns right now, sir? And control the process. This is pure gut selling, Jay. Great question. Thank you. Also, the sellers are asking how much to put down. 3 most important words. My students who are listening right now, you know what I'm going to say next. What are the 3 most important words in sales? I wish we could interact right now. It's I don't know. Okay. And you go to, well, I don't know, sir. It's a great question. What do you think? What do we need? What do you need from me in order to do a deal? And then you negotiate. You find out. They may want 1,000 down. They may want 10,000 down, 100,000 down. You don't know. So you say, it's a good question. You stroke them a little. If I was in your position, I'd want to know too. What do you need down? What's the least you do down? What's the least you take from me today to make a deal happen? Oh, you want 10,000 down? Can I give you 2,500 now? 2,500 in 6 months? 2,500 in 12 months? Could we work something out like that? Negotiate. Ask questions. Make them, when they bring up the problem, they need to do the work. Always turn a question into a question, Jay. Man, I'm really rambling today, huh? But I love good questions like that. Thank you. Let's see here. Jay again. Sean, couldn't agree more. Sean, we are. Okay. Debbie Murray. Hi, Claude. Great to see you from Justin's VIP booth. Oh, Justin Chamness. Yay. Justin's great. Debbie, if you know his webpage, put it in the text area there so people can discover Justin Chamness. He's a great guy. He's a good gut salesman, and he's a nice guy to do business with. He's a good, honest guy. Let's go down here. Who else? You just said for your tenant buyers are assignees instead. Why, please? Some tenant buyers, I call them tenant buyers, Deborah. When I get a hold of a property, my own property or someone else's, say I get the property for 3 years, I want to sublet it for 1 year, they're a tenant buyer. I break apart the contract and I sublet it for 1 year at a time. That's called a sandwich lease. When I sell the contract, say I do a 3-year contract with the owner of the property, but I don't want to get involved as the third wheel, the guy who collects the rent, sends it to the owner. There's not enough time or money or involvement for me in this. I'll take the contract instead and I'll sell it to the assignees. The assignees, or some people call it wholesaling, the assignees are the people who buy my contract. That can either be another investor or it can be the tenant buyer. I can go to a tenant buyer and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, suppose I could get you out of that apartment into a nice home. I have the contract all negotiated. You can live in it, enjoy this nice home, better school district, nice parks, shorter drive to work. You can move in for 3 years. If you pay it on time, you take care of the property. Anytime during that next 36 months, you can buy this property for the pre-negotiated price. I'll sell you this contract for X amount of dollars. Oh, okay. Would you like, you can put half down and I'll finance the other half. I did a no. So Deborah, what you can do is you can sell it to people who want to live in the property, or you can sell it, if you have enough room, to another investor. You can do all kinds of different things with it. It just makes it work so well. Let's see. Sean says, Sean had the answer there. I don't know. You got it, man. Definitely, I don't know. Thank you. I'm glad I answered that for you, Jay. Thank you. And if anybody else has any other questions, be glad to answer it. We're all home right now, so this is the. I'm going to shut off my phone here. It's making way too much noise. Excuse me. And we're home anyway. Make phone calls. You know what's going on in the marketplace right now. Think about it. I was talking to some realtors the other day. People don't want to do open houses anymore. They don't even want you to come over to look at the property. So we're having a cultural shift right now with this virus thing going on. Doesn't mean we should give up. We can still do business. Listen. You want to look at a house. Someone should get out your phone. Give me a phone tour. Okay. Do a private video on YouTube. Or do it live on FaceTime or something like that. Call up people and say, gee, I'd like to see your home. I'm looking at it right now on Google Maps. Could you give me a tour on the inside? Make them show it to you. Make a video. Post that video with a link on your Craigslist, on your Zillow, on your webpage, wherever you can attract people. I'm big in marketing about attracting people. I think that's the way to go. Who's else is here? Oh, my old friend, Elijah Justice. How you doing, Elijah? Yes, I hope everything's good with you, man. So just because we got a lot of doom and gloom, what are the really great investors? The Warren Buffetts. What do the great investors do when the stock market crashes, when we have a tragedy like 9/11 or a new dopey war somewhere? Or now we have the virus, the disease of the week club, okay? We got this stuff. What do the other people do when they see the stock market go down or real estate go down or value of companies? What do? They know it won't last. I'll tell you one thing. I've been doing real estate a long time, and I only know two things about real estate. It goes up and it goes down. And sometimes you can estimate roughly when it's going to go back. This virus thing is going to go away. They're going to invent a vaccine. It's going to burn out, diminish. Okay. We don't know. The only thing I know is nobody knows anything about this. But I'll tell you right now, historically, these things go away eventually. What's going to happen when this virus, imagine if this virus was gone by April 15th. It just vanished. It disappeared. What would happen? Would everybody go back to work? People would start buying real estate or selling real estate again. We'd be going back to restaurants. Concerts would start again. We'd be going out to our friends, to parties and things like that. That's going to come back. Maybe not as quick as we want, but I'll tell you right now, I'm absolutely positive it will come back. It might come back slowly. It might, in certain parts of the country where the virus isn't so bad. I'm in Colorado, out in the mountains here. Thank God, it's really not so bad here. Not like New York and other places we see on TV. But slowly, they're going to open this up as time goes by, as this thing diminishes, as the weather gets warmer. At least that's what they tell us. Maybe some genius somewhere is going to invent a vaccine. You know it. Okay, there's so many people working on it because there's that monetary incentive, or just because they want, too many people are hurting right now. Watch what happens when we start opening things up. Maybe it'll be April, May, June, who knows? But it'll slowly open up. We'll be able to go to restaurants. Maybe we can only sit at tables that are 10 feet apart or something like that. Maybe we can only go to concerts in the park where we're sitting a little bit further apart. But slowly, as this thing goes away, and it will go away, it will diminish. And slowly we'll get back into it. And real estate will go right back up again. Absolutely. Guts brings glory. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. What do we have here? What's the most effective method to find qualified tenant buyers? A good question. And I have to leave in a few minutes, guys. I have an appointment somebody set up with me. It's an appointment I'm going to have with them on Zoom. Use Zoom a lot. And I'm going to be face-to-face with that person. I'm going to ask them questions. Why are we talking today? What are you looking to accomplish? If you could find a solution to that problem, buying, selling, investing, do you have the funds to do it? Do you have the authority to make the decision? Can we make that decision today if I can help you solve that problem? Or would you like to fire me? Boom. One phone call, close. That's what you do when you're great and you're confident in sales and you have a sales system, by the way. Most effective way to find qualified tenant buyers is put out information to them. Somebody's living in an apartment and they're making their landlord rich. They have no benefits. They have no tax deductions. They have no appreciation. Privacy and space is limited. What's the best thing you could say to them in social media? Suppose you put out content, something written, a blog, some pictures of happy people you've helped to put into properties. How about live streaming like I'm doing right now, where you talk about helping people to get into a home today that they can buy tomorrow, to give them the luxury of time to fix their finances, to improve their FICO score, to save up for a greater down payment, to be in their job a little bit longer. We call that seasoning. If you put out content that attracts people, don't chase and bother people and waste a lot of money mailing garbage stuff to people who never asked to be contacted. Instead, do the opposite. I'm like opposite George. You ever see that Seinfeld episode? It's my favorite episode, where George does the complete opposite. And he gets a great job with the Yankees and he meets this beautiful blonde girl in the restaurant because he goes against every natural instinct. Most people's natural instincts are to spend a lot of money and do a lot of garbage marketing. Instead, I would rather give high quality content to people, break down the barriers, stop being a secret, and attract people. Give out good content. Number one, then give some more. Give them free content. Give them a call to action. Hi, go here, get my free mind map, get a free consultation, get my free book, get a free video on YouTube. I just did a series of videos. Do all these things and attract them. And tenant buyers will be calling you, texting you, scheduling with you. But you've got to put out that content consistently so that people see the value in what you're offering and be accountable to them. Great question. I hope that helped you. Let's do one or two more. I really got to go in a second here. Assuming prices are going to drop, what makes sense in setting purchase prices? I need a little bit more there. I'm not sure. I'll try to guess what you mean there. Prices are going to drop. What happens when the demand is dropping right now? Nobody's focused on real estate. Nobody's buying real estate, right? Nobody's looking at real estate. Supply and demand, Keynesian economics, prices are going to go down. So if you're not sure about prices, I think I know what you mean now. Are prices going to, you want to set it at one price and it's continue to go down. That's when the lease option is the safest bet. Because, annoying cough, I'm in Colorado. It's very dry here. Let me have a sip of tea here first. To your health. Lease options are the best, safest way, because if you set one price on the property with an option and that price goes drastically down, you either can wait till that, and nobody wants to buy because the price went too low. You can let the beautiful thing is you can let that option expire, or you can go back to the seller and renegotiate. It's real estate. It's about negotiation. You don't own it. You just control it. That's called leverage. I talked about that yesterday. Check out that video I did yesterday, by the way. There's a lot of good information there. Before I forget, I do have I have a free book on my webpage, ClaudeDiamond.com. Where is it? It's somewhere around here. There it is. Just go to Claude Diamond and go on there and you can get my book on gut selling for free, or you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me to ask your wonderful in-depth questions. Be more than glad to do it. Prices drop, so what? Get an option on them. You renegotiate, let them expire, and you're still safe. I didn't get hurt in 2008. I liquidated most of my properties in early 2007. I was lucky or something. What I had, I renegotiated or I let expire. I didn't get burned when prices, you remember 2008? Prices just, some properties dropped 50% overnight. We're going to experience, I'm predicting right now, I'm no genius, but I know right now, if nobody's buying real estate, then the market's getting soft, even though the interest rates are very low. Properties are going to start to come down. There are people who have to sell their house. Real estate isn't a liquid commodity. You can't turn it over. You can't cash it like a check really fast sometimes. Some people who have to move, who have to live somewhere or can't afford the property are going to come down on their prices. Believe me, you can make a bet with me right now, guys. Okay, that real estate is going to get soft. It's soft already, depending on where you're looking, because people are getting all too emotional with this virus. It's not going to last forever. It's just something new. We're uncertain about it, and the media is driving us nuts, Meshuggah. Okay, and we're just getting so caught up and it's so emotional. We're shutting off this part, the adult, the brain part. I'm a student of transactional analysis. I like to talk about that. Let's go real quick here because I've got a consultation in just about 8-9 minutes. Debbie is fine. That's fine. I like to call people by their correct names, so I'm sorry. Yes, Justin is bad. He's a nice fella. I don't like that many. Can I tell you guys the truth, or should I just make you feel good? A lot of these gurus out there, I don't like them. I think they're full of you know what. They won't answer their phone. They tell you a lot of stuff, and will they show me? Will they show me? I always go, whenever I talk to, test the marketplace, I always go, hey, can I speak to, you tell me you've trained thousands, you've made millions. Could I speak to 1 or 2 people who will vouch for your veracity? Oh no, we can't do that. Oh, we have to protect the privacy. That's such bull, isn't it? And before you do business with anybody, a guru, walk on hot coals, or anything, say, can I speak to a few people who have taken your program or course so I can have a good idea? Can they vouch for you? And if they give you any obstacles or anything like that, hang up the phone and get a 10. Don't give them 1 red cent, because they're not genuine. Also, study the lifestyle of that person, guru. Are they living in not the choicest part of town? Are they driving a 20-year-old car or something like that? And I'm not talking about a classic antique either. My mentor used to always say, success and failure leave clues. Study people before you. I'm not against mentoring. I'm not against programs. I've taken a lot of them. I've had a mentor. But make sure, get the right mentor, get the right trainer who is successful in their own right, who is accountable to you, who is honest and straightforward with you and keeps their appointments, as sincere about seeing your success, and you'll shorten the learning curve. I absolutely believe in mentoring, but it's got to be the right one. If they hand you off to an employee, that's not mentoring. That means that they're just paying somebody else to take the money, and then hopefully you'll keep paying that other person. But the question I always ask is, why are they working for Mr. Guru if they're so smart? I would think they want their own independent business. I mean, what's the whole point of having your own business? It's to be free. It's the freedom thing, isn't it? It's to be free to do what you want when you want, to be free from financial worry. The bills are paid, the mortgage is paid, retirement, healthcare. You don't need 1 damn dime from the government or anybody else. You have a business that's sustaining you and making you enough money. That's the freedom I'm talking about. If you study sales, that's the freedom you can have. Is that it? Okay, I'm going to go, guys, because I have another appointment right now. Thanks a lot for sharing your time with me, and I hope me spouting off, sharing just what works for me, what doesn't work. I've tried a lot of things, and the one thing that got me to where I am today, my wife and I live very comfortably. We live very well. We are debt-free, mortgage-free. My kids' college is paid for. These are things that were important to me. And it really came through sales. Sales is the $1 million skill. Study it. If you want, get my free book. It's on my webpage, right there. If I can find it, there we go. Just go right there. It's a free book, free consultation, whatever you need. And just remember, as I always say, nobody deserves success more than you. Guys, stay home, stay healthy. Okay, this stuff will end. Everything will get better. You have your Uncle Claude's promise on that. And if not, I'll buy you a bottle of wine. Okay, no, you guys will do fine. And everything's going to get better. Don't get caught up in the hysteria, the media, the smarmy politicians. Just think it out. Don't get emotional. Everyone needs a place to live. And viruses have come and gone since biblical times and before, and things are going to get better. Okay, take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.